Good day, everyone. I'm Honorable Richard Tinade, founder and the CEO of SWIFTtrip. And right here with me today is a very noble gentleman whom has been giving me some good time chatting with me, asking a lot of questions from our WhatsApp group, and I decided that he should be here with us. Thank you so much, sir. How are you doing today?
I appreciate you, sir.
Awesome. And it's going to be a great time listening to him asking his questions. So, your questions, sir, let's go straight to them.
Okay, you're already giving to me now. Thank you so much, and I appreciate
You're
every
welcome.
one of us who
You're
are
welcome.
going to maybe go through this. I think the questions I have, they are quite, please don't consider me to be rude, but I
No, not at
think
all.
it's how I feel. And number one question, I took my time to write my questions down so that at least
Okay.
I won't be missing out from any point. Now, I have been going through the one of the groups and watching through, listening through. I began to think like maybe no one out there is really giving you the hard truth that maybe you need to hear. You just come up at times and you give some updates, and these updates, I still see the community like maybe vibing to it, but to me,
Okay.
I am wondering, one of it is the price increase. I do feel
Okay.
at times, for the period I've been in the group, I've been there for a very long time, just watching through, and the price has been increasing, the price has been changing. It started from I think in 2023, $5. It's increased, and today we are talking about $1,000 for this
Sure.
unit.
You really follow us.
So
You follow.
why I am saying that no one is telling you the hard truth is because increasing this price, I see it that number one, it could be making this process more difficult for people who maybe
True.
have already come in or those yet to join, and it's just going to prolong the process of launching SWIFTtrip. So let me see if I would draw out anything. Let me read this out I have here.
Okay.
I said, the way you increase the price, it
Yeah.
looks like anytime you need more money, you just come to announce price is increasing. And then number one, which I am seeing here, is that you are trying to make the process endless.
Okay.
You are trying to make those who joined early or the entire community to give up, that maybe a time comes they can no longer sell the equity, and then you will say the milestone was not completed.
Okay.
So what is truly your intention for increasing the price? And don't you see it that it is making this thing we call SWIFTtrip take too long?
Okay. So this is a really powerful one. Thinking that the price increase is done on a deliberate move, maybe just to make the people suffer, make the people feel that it's kind of no more sellable. They can't sell it, and so they give up in the process. Now, when we talk about accomplishing a dream, a vision, whatever is done is actually going in line with the accomplishment of that thing. When we talk about $1,000 for the sales of SWIFTtrip, I would ask, can you afford an aircraft? In fact, just the tire of it, just the tires, the wheels, even before the tube around it, the rubber, can it afford that wheel? $1,000, can it?
No.
No. When I say to us that SWIFTtrip, the same thing you buy for $1,000 today, just like I've always said, will be sold for $200,000 For $500,000 as years go by, people still ask me, why is it increasing? Just as you've asked, it is increasing, not just a deliberate thing, but according to the size of the vision. The vision is what projects it. And how is the vision projecting it? I will ask you a question. Have you done a research on what it takes to accomplish an average airport?
No.
That is about 10,000, or rather $10 billion. And SWIFTtrip says we are coming to build an airport that when you say one, before you say two, you have mentioned SWIFTtrip. That tells you that we're coming to do the best. And if we're doing that, you should know the billions of dollars that goes into this. So if you check $1,000 times the 2.4 million units, it is not in any way matching what an average airport is built with, let alone what we are coming to do. So therefore, when this thing increases, it should always rather bring a remembrance to the people who have already purchased this thing, that they are fortunate, privileged to get this thing while it was sold at a state, I could say, free of charge. This is beyond cheap. You get in an airport for, it started back then from something so small that people even wondered and said, I could use this money, instead of me giving it to the company, I would use to go buy something in a restaurant and eat it up. But today, can somebody say that about $1,000?
No.
Absolutely no. Now, by the time it keeps going on, people begin to purchase it, $10,000. You will discover that the persons who come in will appreciate their entry from that point, because the people who buys it today at $1,000 would have built something that they will be happy and glad they got it at then. So the only thing I do say to people is that you got this thing, whatever price you got it back then, you are going to pay the price of patience. In order for us to collectively build this thing, you get it for $1,000 today. You already know that $1,000 can't even get you that airport. It can't get you the bus, the bus terminals. It can't get you the what's the name? The e-taxi, the hospitality, all of these things put together. It can't get you just a fraction of it. But collaboratively, we are able to accomplish this thing powerfully. And no one will say, I stressed myself. Even those who will buy this thing for $500,000 standing alone can't accomplish one part of SWIFTtrip. So I want us to never look at this thing that it is just increasing. See, SWIFTtrip is something realistic. People call it false hope. At times, they say false hope. It is not a false hope. How would you know it's false hope? If it remains maybe just $250 before the $1,000. If it remains at $1,000, it's a false hope, because $1,000 times 2.4 million units, which is the only thing we have, it can't accomplish nothing that we are coming to say. So if people loved it at $250 and Honorable Richards kept it at that price, that would be false hope, because I know that at the end of it, there's nothing I can accomplish with all of the promises I've given. I'm just gathering people's money to disappear with it. And so we are not looking at the people who say, I don't have money. We are looking for those who will see it and value the entry as at where they got it from the perspective of them being able to see into the future. I believe that with this, I might have in a way touched your response or your question to that thing that says that people are suffering, the people might give up, or it might extend this. Yes, it will extend, we know for sure, but in order for us to accomplish greatness, we must follow due process. Not trying to make it easy for no one, not even for me. I'm not trying to make it easy for anyone, but by following it for what it is, we discover that if it takes the number of years it should take, we will stand out by the time we arrive in the market. So I believe that's clear, sir.
It's clear. I have some other questions.
Proceed with the question, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for that answer.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. So another question here is this. I heard this thing called SWIFTtrip started since 2021. Yeah. But I started following up around 2023. So now my question is, if I had been an investor. I invested in 2023 when I heard it.
Yeah.
And this is 2026.
Yes.
I really don't see it like it's making sense that I'm tying my money down that long, because right now it has not been launched. I'm right?
Sure.
It has not been launched. You are still in the process of accomplishing this thing and still telling people that, okay, buy the equity, let it launch. Now, if I'm just looking at myself and my money since that time to date, it's does it really make sense that I'm tying my money down? Because me, with my business sense, I don't think it's wise for me, because if I take that fund, I know businesses that I can put it in, and by now it will just be turning and generating money for me.
Yeah, amazing. Nice question you've asked there, and I love the mentality of you thinking of that funds that you have, investing it into a business and using it for maybe profit generation or turning it over and making money. But don't forget that that is by your manual efforts. You are hustling. And that is why I always preach about systems. We need to come to understand the power of system beyond manpower. It is not about hustling and, okay, for instance, do you have some other funds with you, right?
Yeah.
If you invest in SWIFTtrip, there are other funds left with you. Now, that fund, I'm not asking you to invest in SWIFTtrip, but just take that money, keep it somewhere. Assume that you saved it by yourself, and the other goes invest it in whatever you want to invest it. As a matter of fact, combine both of them together and all of your wealth. Invest in your business and run it manually with a hustle and everything, any strategy you want to do, so long your presence is involved for that money to yield. You discover that by the time people come together to build a thing that we can call a system that solves a problem for a person in the United States, for someone in China, for someone in India, for someone in Italy, for someone in Nigeria, for someone in any part of Africa, any part of Asia, in any part of the Europe, in any part of America, without them lifting a finger. They sleep, they wake up. You will get to understand that over the years, as years go by, no matter the wealth you are accumulating by your efforts, a time is coming. You will look at those people and you can't match your finance with theirs. You can't measure up manual labor, manpower with an automated system. This concept is different, but today it looks like you are putting your money somewhere that it's not working. Yes, it can't work when you are building. Say, for instance, you own a shop and you called a carpenter to fix a furniture for you. You called a plumber to fix the pipes for you. At that time when you are fixing and working your office, do you find it generating profit for you? No. It doesn't make any profit for you. But by the time you have done equipping it and you stock it with goods, then you open up that shop, you discover that business begins to flow. The reason your money seems like it is kept and tied in SWIFTtrip, of which it is not kept, it is not tied, it is working. For instance, we've purchased the land in Abakaliki. We are building, and before you know what's happening, many other structures will be coming up. Our hotels will kick off. Our bus terminals will kick off. The aviation one day is going to kick off. That tells you that your money is going into the fixture of all these things, the infrastructure setting up. And at the time of this equipping, there is no way you can be making profits. But that doesn't mean that your money isn't working, isn't yielding, it's dormant. No, it's not dormant. The years will speak volume of that thing that you are doing today. It is the same thing like you going to work and you are making that profit with your manual labor. The manual labor can take you too far. One day, your energy will decline. Are you with me? Your energy will go down because life is like this. It goes up and it goes down, working with your energy, but it goes straight upward, working with system. Because when you are no more in this world, the system continues to pay you. The system continues to get robust. It continues to grow. When you are here, you are not here. Your children will enjoy from the patience that you pay today, from the insults that you face today, from the rejection that you face today. That's what many people are avoiding in SWIFTtrip. They don't want to pay the price of patience. They don't want to pay the price of facing people tell them it's not going to work. They don't want to face the process of that criticism of whatever they stand for. But those that stands for SWIFTtrip, at the end, they will testify of everything and how this whole system transforms their life beyond working that thing manually by yourself.
Okay, so for me in person, thinking on just the question I asked, since 2023, 2026, it has not still launched. From observation, I really don't think that I can tell a person about SWIFTtrip. Now,
really?
Why do I say that? Because people want results.
Yeah,
Now,
sure.
if they ask me, what have you achieved all these years that you've been in it, I'll tell them that maybe the process is still in process, and 2021, 5 years, the company is still saying we're not yet in operation. People want results. So with that, I think, do you have anything to add to this, sir? Because I can't talk about SWIFTtrip if it's just a process you're telling me about.
Thank you so much for that one. And now, number one, you're looking at it that you can't talk about it because people need something quick results. They need something that could maybe excite them in the process. And even you can find something that you can maybe relate to the people that, since they're earning from this, they can endure the process. However, let me put it that way, you are simply not willing to talk about it because there are no way that people makes money in the now while building the process. It doesn't really matter whether you talk about SWIFTtrip. For instance, you've been observing for years and you've not joined SWIFTtrip. Is SWIFTtrip moving forward? Yes. Somebody will buy into SWIFTtrip even today. Somebody will buy into it tomorrow, regardless of the observers. And people will come to the people who have told them about these things years back and ask them, why have this thing not launched? That is where I say, always say what the CEO said. This is going to everyone and not just him here today. Say what the CEO said. If you go out there to make this process easy in the ears of people, they will come back for you, asking you, this thing you said, why has it not? But if you go to them and tell them, share the vision as it is, not trying to make the process easy or maybe fun in the ears of people, everyone comes by understanding. They know that they need to sell the 2.4 million units before it launches. This is the milestone. When people say, give me a date when this is going to launch, when I'm going to start making profit, tell them the 3%, without trying to make it sweet, so that you will not get involved in things that people come back to you to say, you said this yesterday, you said this years back, and you have not been able to fulfill the promise. Why is the company taking so long? If you stand on the truth, you will always have something to respond accurately to the people. Take, for instance, no one in SWIFTtrip as a co-founder can come to meet me and say, sir, you said that in 2025 would launch, and this is 2026. You've already sold me now, you're promising 2028. When would this thing launch? No one can say that to me in SWIFTtrip. We just say one thing and we say that thing always. SWIFTtrip will be launched at the reach of 2.4 million units. First, we are not looking for people who we want to appease. We are not trying to make it sweet. We're not trying to make it easy in the ears of anyone. When you hear the vision, you first relax and then you understand. Then you come into SWIFTtrip. I believe you're getting it. You come into SWIFTtrip. So now that you have been observing and it's not okay with you, it is not going to change the process. That it is not okay with you and it's not okay with so many persons. They don't like, they cannot share it. I just want you to understand that SWIFTtrip is not looking for who it is not okay with. We are looking for people who it is okay with them. Are you catching it? So it is for you to bring your mind into the process as it is, not trying to come into SWIFTtrip and you're trying to make us behave like the other people out there or the way people else are doing it, making it fun, making it easy, doing some whatever. And you have things to give to people and people are happy. Just haven't you seen that is the reason why many things die before it comes to play? With this word today, that word today, and before you know something, they tell you they can no longer stand. People have been waiting for SWIFTtrip to stop talking or to stop growing or to stop advancing, but we are moving forward. Why? Truth, integrity, transparency. Our transparency might not be what the people want. But because we are transparent, no one can come to say, oh, you covered this part from me. You told me that it will quickly launch, but today it is taking time. That is not being transparent. Transparency is not easy. Or rather, how do I put this? Transparency is not it's not telling you that it is easy. Transparency could be difficult. It could be telling you, it could be spelling a difficult process out to you, but it is transparently spelling it out to you. So it is you who hears of it out there that will say, oh, I am not interested in this thing, just like you've said. I cannot share it to anyone. I cannot tie my money down. It is your decision. You stand with your decision. Is it making sense? You stand with your decision, but your decision cannot affect the decision of SWIFTtrip. Your decision stands. Our decision stands. If you stand with your decision, there is no way that you can identify with SWIFTtrip. So you must let your decision or that logic that simply maybe is looking for an easy-going thing, keep it aside and follow something that is sustainable and is lasting. Most times the way I might answer your questions might not be what you want to hear, but I still say transparency does not mean easy. Transparency might mean difficult, but it must be said anyway. Thank you so much, sir.
Now, another question. I say, now you see I am getting old. Okay. And I need something that I can enjoy before I die. Is there nothing the company can do for the sake of people like us so that at least we that age is not on our side? We can start making money from this thing.
All right, so you talk about age, and that is a very powerful one. You are not of age. Age is going. You want it launched before you would leave this world. And first of all, you have not yet registered in SWIFTtrip. So it means that you see that if you had registered in SWIFTtrip since, you could even count that, okay, 3 years, these years have been in SWIFTtrip. Did your age move? You were not in SWIFTtrip. The age moved. No. You are yet not a co-founder of SWIFTtrip, and your age is moving. You become a co-founder of SWIFTtrip, your age will still move. When you give birth to a child, can you force that child to grow?
No.
No. If you are 60 and you give birth to a child, I believe maybe a baby girl, it takes you 80 years before you attend the marriage of that child. It is not the child that says you shouldn't give birth to her on time. That you are 60, you are 70 today, it was because you have never, and you are not an owner of an airport. You understand? You are 60, you are 70, you are 80, and you are not an owner of an airport. It is simply because you had not bettered a vision in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s that was driving you towards becoming an owner of an airport. Suddenly, in 70, you bettered that vision. And because you are 70, you want it to happen in 72. You want it to now to happen for you in 75. It will not happen. If that thing, that vision, that dream will take 20 years, it means that if you are 70, it's in 90 years that you will reap out of that. You can't fast forward it. And I want us out there to ensure that such mentality, we check it carefully, because you will definitely live your life. As you sleep today, you wake up tomorrow. You sleep, you are on a fast journey. The time you start building, the better. If you do not build, you will still pay that price of time. And by the time 20 years is done, and the people you think that maybe are wasting time they have bettered that vision. You discover that you arrived in that 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever time it took them, you arrived there the same time with them, and your age still counted. If the person would have died, he would have still died. And the children missed it. But if the person died as a co-founder of SWIFTtrip that has not launched, that's how raw I am. The children got into it. Does it make sense?
It's clear.
Thank you so much. And I believe that helps you in a way.
So, another question I have here is this. I listened to one of your presentations because I am really following, and I know most part of the things that gets me to wonder the way you're carrying this thing along. The process, the concept is just kind of not like the usual.
Yeah, sure.
So because when people have ideas like this, they're looking for how it can be sponsored quick. But I listened to one of your podcast, and I heard you saying that a billionaire can't just come sponsor this project and maybe buy all of the percentage. You say you have 3% to launch business. Why can't you just sell the 3% to one person? So you said rather you would have to pick maybe individuals and sell the units. So I'm wondering, why do you like to choose the hard process? To me, it's suffering, it is taking time. Don't you want SWIFTtrip to launch?
I want it to launch. I want it to launch. And you just need to understand that you can't be doing the same thing and expect a different result. We want to launch in dominance and not launching in the competition line.
Okay.
Everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage. Not needing a billionaire to sponsor this and we launch has a disadvantage. And it has an advantage of quick launch, but a disadvantage of we being in the competition line, not known in anywhere in the world, just one part, maybe in one garage, and we launch the business. Yes, with a space of competition today, with what we're even bringing in the market, people can still be attracted in SWIFTtrip, but they are all customers. And just maybe connecting to the PYC and we say we're integrating them in the payroll, but we would not be as powerful. Let me ask a question. A thing that one person built and a thing that 2.4 million persons built per se, can you compare the strengths?
No.
That of 2.4 million people will be more powerful because finance is one thing. The people capital, human capital is another thing that people don't know. They only just look at financial capital. When you combine financial capital and human capital together, that thing becomes explosive. As I speak with you, SWIFTtrip is known globally. SWIFTtrip is known globally. There is no country that we will mention today that we don't have a co-founder or SWIFTtrip in that place. Whether the person is active or inactive, we have our presence. Somebody there has heard of it. And by the time we come in that place, or one day the person joins a meeting and discover that there are 2, there are 3, there are 4, the person will be like, so we are many here. There is a synergy that happens automatically from such collaboration. So something that is built by one person, you discover that by the time they want to go launch in another country, there is this maybe move to go there and create an awareness about it because no person there has heard about it before. Take for instance the registration in the United Kingdom. When we registered SWIFTtrip in the UK, it was just a phone call I put to a co-founder and the person facilitated it within I never needed to step into the United Kingdom. I never needed to make a research on how it is done there. Just a phone call. In the United States, co-founders there also were pushing to register SWIFTtrip. In Ghana, the same thing. I told them, pause. All of these registrations, we don't need it now. We're in development. By the time we want to register, just a phone call, it is done. When we want to launch in Ghana, in Ivory Coast, a phone call. In China, just a phone call. I don't need to be there. This is the power and advantage, but the disadvantage of having people here and there is that it's going to take time. People will take time to process the information, but our own process or our own job here or work that we have to do now is share the vision. You don't need to try to convince a person. By the time you're trying to convince a person, that's where you find difficulty in this process of making it happen. So with this, I think that maybe I attended to your question, why we don't need a billionaire to sponsor SWIFTtrip. It has an advantage. It has a disadvantage. The disadvantage of that is greater than its advantage. But the advantage of having co-founders here and there globally, it has a disadvantage, but the disadvantage is not compared to the advantage. So when I go for things, I make comparison. What is the advantage of this? What is the disadvantage of this? If the disadvantage is higher than the advantage, I will not go for it. So you might look at a billionaire and a quick launch of SWIFTtrip as a high advantage. No, it is not. In disguise, that thing will keep us in one spot for a very long time. And that's not what SWIFTtrip is here for. This might take us years to accomplish this, but I tell you the fact, 1 year of our operation in the global market space, it is going to be compared to 20 years of businesses that are out there for 20 years. Let me come again with that in case you don't understand. 1 year of SWIFTtrip performing its business operation will be mightier than companies that have been there for over 20 years. This is a high advantage, and we must overlook the disadvantage that is in this crowd system of bringing co-founders from all over the world to pioneer SWIFTtrip. Thank you so much, sir.
So I really appreciate your attention to my questions and not being angry on my questions. Thank you, sir. Talking about your presentation so far,
all right,
from the podcast I've watched, and also I joined Telegram meetings.
Wow,
I joined Telegram meetings. I listened. So I've been hearing this thing, 2.4 million notes to be sold off. Now, is this thing is it realistic? To the point that I think that you say the 2.4 million must be sold. So my question here, just to make it short, what if these 2.4 million units are not sold? What happens to this
Interesting
process?
Thank you so much for that awesome one. What if we are moving on, 2.4 million persons not completed, and then we stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if we are here to accomplish a thing, I think that would determine our ability to accomplish it. What do I mean? If you truly need a thing, you will get it done regardless. You need to understand that we are not here to test whether we will be able to do it, whether people will like it, whether we will get the number. No, we are here to get the number. How many persons are in the world? 8.2 billion. That's about 0.3% of what we are talking about in SWIFTtrip. The information is cutting across. We can't get, if we talk to the 8.2 billion people, guess what? And we have not found the number, we will restart again. We move again, we will restart again. We are ready to talk to the world infinitely, no number, until we gather the number of persons to accomplish this. Are you with me? So when you think about SWIFTtrip, don't think about stopping. Just think about consistency. You keep doing it until it works. Many people will say, I tried my best, and this is what happened. No, when I say I tried my best, I should be showing you the airports. I should be showing you the e-taxi business. I should be showing you the hotel business. I should be showing you everything going global. Then I say I try my best, and I am still trying my best. You can't include the word best with failure. I tried my best, that's why I didn't work. That's not how successful people think. And also, you need to understand this thing about success and successful people, and failure and people who stops. People who fail in a process, they quit in a process. They think that they need to make the right decision. Is somebody hearing me? You don't need to make the right decision. As successful people think, successful people make their decisions to be right. They make the decision and they work it out. They work their decision. Are you with me? It is not a decision that works out and then you say, I tried. No, you work it out. 2.4 million people. Can it overpower us? It's our decision and we work it until the end. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
I appreciate you. That is satisfactory.
Yeah.
So now, how exactly can SWIFTtrip start to generate sustainable revenue beyond these equity sales, so that people who are already in can be happy? Understand? When they are paid maybe daily, weekly, monthly, you understand how these other businesses do make people excited and the business goes viral. I personally think that when people are happy, they begin to talk about SWIFTtrip, and before you know what's happening, boom, the business launches very quick because people would be attracted to the system. Don't you see it as a good idea?
Yeah, it's a good idea, but the question I might ask is, where are we going to get this money from that makes people excited? Is it from the sales of the equity? Because right now you said any other thing aside that. There is nothing aside it. We're not here to actually make people happy in the process. You are happy and then we look for money elsewhere and then we are paying people, people are excited and the business dies. Because that's the same way, just like you said, other businesses do it. But those businesses that do that, have you checked their lifespan? Have you checked whether they are still there? So we might make people excited, but at the end of it, we kill the business. So people are not happy about SWIFTtrip, and then we move on over the years, over the decades, and we build something that is transgenerational. I think that I would rather have people unexcited about this process, and then we'll launch into dominance than making people excited, and at the end of it, it's a false promise all the way. We take the money and maybe we disappear because we are now paying people out. At the end of it, the information on SWIFTtrip is everywhere. I'm trying to look at this. People talk about it, but we are unable to accomplish nothing. It is better that people, I repeat, are unexcited about this process, and those who will remain to talk about the vision to others, sell off the units, they keep making money. We have the sniper boat as well there, that whomever would want to as well sit down and earn them. You have the capital, $10,000, you can activate the sniper boat. And if you say I don't have it but I'm a co-founder, then find others, use that sniper boat to expand the community. Every day, every week, it's making profit. Then you're making your 5% out of it. That is a good way that people can make good finance. So there's also a challenge there where people are saying, I don't have the money. You have mouth, please talk. There must be a way that money comes to you. So don't, this attitude of relaxing and making money in a now that we are not doing any business, to say somebody's booking our aviation, somebody's booking the e-taxi, somebody's doing this. Please, that mentality must be erased so that we can build something that lasts. Did I answer your question? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for that one you've done. And lastly, I have this question that has also been like a strategic, I can call it something like a strategy. I can sell the idea to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So with all of these services that are in SWIFTtrip, you mentioned aviation from your podcast, you've mentioned e-taxi, e-commerce, logistics, the bus transportation services, the hospitality, and also the banks. I think I also have heard of the crypto exchanger in SWIFTtrip. But can't you just launch one first, and you see that even with the number of the community now, everybody can also, this also takes me to that part I asked, that can't the community be earning something now? So when you launch one, people begin to patronize it, the co-founders will be happy more. That thing can attract more people to register as co-founders in SWIFTtrip. You hear the name going, and then other businesses can come and play.
A very good idea as well, but there is an error in that idea. Now, we can't launch the business. Once we launch any aspect of SWIFTtrip, it's the end of saying anything about come buy equity or whatever. We have launched, we are no longer a startup business. We cannot be running business and then we are still asking people to bring funds. If not, we are breaking the policy of the economy. And this stands anywhere. So have this concept that once SWIFTtrip is launched, you have missed it. At whatever level, at whatever stage it is, there can be no entry of this public talk. You are coming to buy, you're coming to buy. Know that when we say private equity, we're selling it. Yeah, we can do it however we're doing it. But when we say something is sold public, it means that it's in the stock exchange. And a vision also cannot be in the stock exchange. In case you might want to also give me an idea to say, go and launch this thing in the public market. You cannot find any innovation there. What you would see, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and all of these well-known brands that are already there for years, you will launch your business, operate for years before you can go public for maybe more persons coming into the business. I just said that, though you didn't even ask that. But where we are driving to is that we cannot launch any part of SWIFTtrip and then use it to attract people. It is the reason why you have heard of companies who were having good vision and they were pressurized to launch. Immediately they launch, they can't do anything again. They launched prematurely. Now they just have to do the business that way. People can no longer invest, even though people want to invest. If they do it secretly, the government will still find out because they are still telling co-founders, oh yeah, go tell people, but people will not say about it openly. You will still one day go tell a person in SEC, You will still want to tell a government official. And then they are looking for money in the now. Those people, they need the money sharp. And then they see that you'll be thinking you are talking to a person who will come and say, I'm seeing the vision. The person is looking for error in that business. They've launched and they're still talking to people. Oh yeah. They impound them. And then it's over with that business. Because the people who would block that, they will make more money from the company at that point where you are solving case and all of it. They're making more money compared to the vision you are telling them about. So don't think that you will bribe anybody with a vision to say, come. When we say SWIFTtrip will still sell its equity after the launch of SWIFTtrip, that 2% up there at $200,000 is not the work of the co-founders. That's my work. I will do it privately. No co-founder has the right to talk about SWIFTtrip, say we are selling equity after the launch of SWIFTtrip. It is a one-on-one negotiation. I know I want to see the video. I go to see the video and I tell him, buy this thing for $500,000. He asks me basic questions that you ask me now that I can't answer. For instance, you ask me, where's the airport? I tell you, there's no airport. It's in my spirit, and you will laugh and say, I believe that thing. But then when they will ask me that basic question, I will be bold enough to go to him and say, it is $500,000. Where is the airport? That is the airport being under construction. Has it launched? It's in the United Kingdom. It's in the United States. It's in Italy. It's everywhere in Africa. And once you get in now, you are already going to start earning immediately. You say, wow, this is interesting. Do you think you'll be bargaining $500,000? No. So, my people, let's build greatness with knowledge. Thank you so much. And since that was your last question, do you have anything to say to the people?
Thank you so much, sir, for all of this that you have said so far. And I really, really appreciate you. And I want to say to the audience, you can ask all of these questions and you miss SWIFTtrip. The questions of the observers will only end up that at the end of it all, they see that everything on all the questions that you've been asking, wondering about, the company is moving forward.
Sure.
SWIFTtrip is going forward.
Sure.
People who are adopting to this new way of going about a global business are aligning to the vision. At the end of it, you can look back to see how long you've been observing, and you see that the company is going forward even without your investment. And I say to you, rather than watching others go forward, invest in this process. Take that fund that you have been keeping one part, maybe just in the bank or wherever in a land, put it in this intellectual property. Invest in this information, and you are investing in a future that you will meet ahead of you. Don't miss SWIFTtrip. This is a time that you can plant that tree that you will harvest from all the days of your life, and your children's children will continue to eat out of it. There is a proverb in the Chinese that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and another best time is now. As you're watching, we are moving forward. And that is why we say, follow foolishly. And if you abide to that principle, your life will be in a climax that those who look at you years back thinking you were foolish will come to identify with your wisdom in the future, but it might be too late for them. We bounce right to the top.
Think solid and lasting. Think SWIFTtrip.